Let's talk about your favourites, Harry and Meghan. All in all, what a massive, huge success this trip was for Harry and Meghan.
Were you out of the country last week? The robusted flush in the States. I was interviewed and asked to describe what he did for a living. And he said, I'm a full-time dad and the Prince of England. Isn't that pathetic? Charles was fed up with him, but he was fed up with the way he'd messed around his staff and the disrespect that he'd shown. Camilla, who had originally planned to beg her off to her family home in the countryside, I think she got the order to stay, but Wills was having none of it and none of the rest of the family were having any of it in meeting him.
This is a bombshell exclusive I'm about to tell you that will probably destroy Harry and Meghan. Hello and welcome to the Daily Expresso with me, JJ Anisiobi. But more importantly, I'm joined by the one and only Carole Malone.
Yeah, hello. I'm liking your shirt, man. It looks quite good. That
Cheers.
You're changing the style for summer now,
That's
aren't
it.
you?
That's it. It's my summer wardrobe.
I thought you might have had an England shirt on at some point, though.
Oh, maybe later. Maybe there's a surprise for you later, Carole.
Oh,
all right.
Well, I can't wait.
But let's talk about your favourites, Harry and Meghan.
Oh, for goodness.
They came, they saw, they conquered.
What did they conquer?
They conquered British hearts on their return to Blighty.
No, they didn't.
They got publicity for Invictus. They visited
hello.
visited some charities.
Okay.
Presumably raised some funds for them.
Okay.
Harry and Meghan got to see their dear papa.
Yeah.
All in all, what a massive, huge success this trip was for Harry and Meghan. Welcome back.
Were you out of the country last week? I haven't seen much positive publicity about it. You talk about them getting publicity for the Invictus Games. No. What Harry did was make the entire trip about him and his bedding down arrangements and where he was going to stay and who he was going to meet in his family. Invictus was lost in all of this. We knew that's what he was here for, and thank God the media did actually chart that. But he made that whole week about him. You know, I think we're over him. Yes, the King was gracious enough to see all of them at Highgrove, and he did it because I think Meghan came down. Meghan would have been desperate for this meeting, I would think. This is all about their long crawl back into the royal family, because they need to crawl back into the royal family because they're robusted flush in the States. They're not making the big money anymore. They're losing credibility. They're losing status. So they have to. So the only thing they've got left is their status actually as royals. Mm-hmm. It's interesting. Harry the other day was interviewed. This just popped into my head. Harry was interviewed and asked to describe what he did for a living, and he said, "I'm a full-time dad and the Prince of England." Isn't that pathetic? Seriously, the full-time dad thing. It's good that he's a dad, but that shows he hasn't got a job. What that says basically, he should be having a job as well. But to say I'm Prince of England, no, you're not, love. By birthright you are, but you're not really a prince in the true sense of the word in this country. And now he's trying to get back there. I think he's missing the status. As a royal, you're rarely laughed at in the way him and Meghan are laughed at and mocked in the States. Well, but they are. They are there. In the beginning, people were prepared to give them a chance. And remember, they were part of the A crowd, the A-list back then.
Yeah.
Oprah, George Clooney, they were seeing them all the time. And now those people don't have anything to do with them because they realise they're grifters. And all they had, the only thing they had in their arsenal was to sell secrets about their family, about his family. So they want to get back to England, but it wasn't a success, not by any stretch. The King, I think, was gracious enough to see them because
It's his son. You're talking about it like they're just some dignitaries from another country. It's his son, gracious enough.
That son has messed him about the previous week. That son had thoroughly messed him about. He'd thoroughly messed around the people, the King's staff at Buckingham Palace. Remember, the invitation was issued. There was a cut-off date. He had to answer if he was going to stay there, if him and Meghan and the kids were going to stay there. He missed the deadline. He said the next day, the family, we're not coming now. And I'm not coming because the security arrangements aren't good enough. Hello, this is the most Buckingham Palace, more armed guards there than almost anywhere else in the country. But it's not good enough for Harry. But also the people who are organising his stay had gone to great lengths to sort this out because it wasn't just Harry, it was going to be Meghan and the two kids. And then he just says, we're not coming. So the King dispatched all those people onto other jobs. And then he rings up later in the day and says, oh, actually, they're not coming, but I'm going to come on one day. And he said, no, you're not. You're just not. And quite rightly, he said that. So the story was that Charles was fed up with him, but he's used to it. But he was fed up with the way he'd messed around his staff and the disrespect that he'd shown his staff. So I think it was gracious of the king to see him. And I think the only reason he did that was he wanted to meet his grandchildren. Remember, Charles is 77 now. His own son, Harry, said not too long ago, we don't know how long he has left, which was a crass thing to say. But let's hope it's decades. But he wanted to see those kids. He hasn't seen them for 4 years. So, yeah, I think they were lucky. There were very strict provisions put on the thing. There was no cameras.
Yeah.
The deal was that they're not to talk about it, but I could bet my bottom dollar that they will not be able to resist it when they go back to the States. They might not give every cough and spit of what was said, but they will say enough to earn a few bob, to let it be known in America that they're favoured again, although they really aren't, because Camilla, who had originally planned to beg her off to her family home in the countryside. I think she got the order to stay and be with them, but Wills was having none of it, and none of the rest of the family were having any of it in meeting him. And you can't blame them. He trashed them all as racist. He tried to destroy the institution they have devoted their lives to. So you can't blame them.
Carole, you, I know, are a good Christian woman.
I am.
So shouldn't we just forget and forgive?
No, you can't forget. When someone has when someone who you love, and I'm talking about Charles and with it, when your brother, your father, when you trash them on the global stage, and when you call them racist, and when you talk about every cough and spit of their personal life, when you throw out details like William had been circumcised, which is what Harry did, you don't do that.
I forgot about that.
Yes, you just don't do that stuff. And no wonder Wills doesn't want to be anywhere near him. And there was more than that, And remember, Harry trashed Kate. Meghan trashed Kate. Kate was made out to be a big bad bully and making Meghan cry. I think having seen Meghan over the past 5 years, we know who would have made who cry.
But what if Harry goes back to them and says, I'm deeply sorry for everything. I'll put out a public apology. Can we just start to rebuild the bridges?
I think those words will never come out of Harry's mouth. I still think he thinks he's been wronged. Even now, he believes that the decision not to give him 24-hour armed security in this country, he thinks his father could have done something to influence that decision. He thinks his dad should have fixed that, and he has said so. And he thinks the suits in the palace have actually put the kibosh on it. No, Ravak have just said, you're not a working royal, and there's not enough money to go around to be giving you 24-hour security if and when you decide to come here. So, he will still bitch about his family. He can't help it. He's gone rogue now, and this is going to be the problem for the royals. They've got to think about this, that if Harry is in a room with other members of the royal family, just say they all think, let's give him a chance.
Yeah.
And they will be terrified about what they say in front of him in case it gets leaked to some American TV show. And Meghan the same, because the two of them need to make money. And the only ticket they have to making money is being royals.
Well, this is a bombshell exclusive I'm about to tell you that will probably destroy Harry and Meghan. Charlotte Griffiths, a former colleague of mine, she claimed the Sussex camp would brief to the media, including her, and then blame the palace. They are shameless and Machiavellian.
So, I totally believe Charlotte Griffiths. I read her stuff last week in the Mail on Sunday. We know Team Sussex brief out. Tosh, we know they do. In fact, last week was a typical example. Even though they knew that Charles had said he couldn't stay at Buckingham Palace because of the mess around, even though they knew that, they still briefed out that he was going to stay because they thought they could bounce the king into changing his mind. Well, Charles wasn't having it because as soon as Team Sussex announced that Harry was going to be staying there. And I remember listening to Nick Ferrari on LBC. He'd said that and suddenly went, oh, actually, no, he's not staying there because the palace have just rung us and said he is not staying. So, yes, they brief out stuff. Every communication that Harry has had with the royal family, they have briefed out in some way, shape or form, even though they've been told not to. So, yes, and they're not doing it off their own bat. They're doing it under instructions from Harry and Meghan, obviously. they wouldn't dare go rogue in that sense.
Well, whilst I've got you, let me talk to you about today's sponsor. Don't skip over this part. It's important and you're going to love it. Incogni. Simple name, Incogni. You get the phone calls from numbers you don't recognise, or you get emails, spam emails, loads of spam emails that you never signed up for, things you've never even Google searched, and you get emails about them. That's because someone has sold your mobile phone number, your email address, sometimes even your home address. They've sold it to other people, and these databases are then using it to contact you to sell you more rubbish. Well, if you go to Incogni, fill out the details, it takes 2 minutes, then sit back and do this. Absolutely nothing, because Incogni do everything for you. They do it all. They will move you from those lists. And because I love you here at Daily Expresso, I've gotten you 60% off, 60% off for the first entire year. Just go to the description below, click the link, and you're all set to go. Perfect. Now,
can you get me 60% off clothes and shoes as well with your huge talents?
There's a lovely shop called Oxfam, which I think you're going to love.
Hey, don't laugh. I go there. Don't laugh. I go to all the charity shops. I get great deals. You should try yourself. Get a better jacket than that. But anyway, crack on. Now, what are we talking about?
Prince Andrew.
Yes.
He's been spotted back up on his high horse, and the world's erupting about it. And I don't like Andrew personally.
No.
Personally, he's not my cup of tea.
No.
But he's riding a horse. What's he supposed to be doing?
You know, I think this is I love The Sun, and that's where the story is today. But I think this is a total non-story. Yeah, he has been banned from riding horses because apparently when he was riding them, he was waving and gurning at members of the public at a time when they were still asking him questions about Epstein. So yes, it was totally inappropriate. However, we have taken off this guy almost. Well, we have at the King has almost everything you can possibly take from him. We've taken his house, we've taken his reputation, taken all his medals, we've taken everything. And we can't expect him to be locked in a house all day, every day. He needs to get out. He needs to get some exercise. I'm like you. I don't really give a stuff about Prince Andrew, and I think he has many questions to answer about his friendship with Epstein. Also, the fact that he has been accused of passing on government information to Epstein. So, yes, all of those questions need to be answered. But you cannot keep the guy a prisoner in his house all day.
Yeah.
But I fear now that The Sun has done the story. He's not even going to be able to ride the horse because those horses are on loan from Windsor, from Charles, because insiders are saying he's bored, rigid, Andrew. He's got nothing to do. Of course he hasn't. He's got no public engagements.
Yeah.
People aren't going to see him anymore. He's been deserted by his friends, probably by most of the family. And although he did have one public event recently where he went to an equestrian event.
That's
and
right,
the
with
paper said,
Edward.
with his sister-in-law, so I'm presuming that's Sophie. So
Yeah.
You wouldn't want him there, would you? Because, I mean, it's going to kind of detract attention from you. But anyway, never mind. He did go to that. But generally, he's just sitting at Marsh Farm all day watching the telly. So he should get out and have some exercise. What he should also do is get his backside across to America and answer the questions that need to be answered about.
Absolutely.
Because what's happening now is the detectives investigating him, they are about to go to America to talk to Virginia Giuffre's family. Now, I don't see the point of that because I'm not sure how close Virginia Giuffre was to her family, because if she was, how was she being pimped out if she was living at home with her parents? How could she be pimped out by Epstein? Well, where were her family? How?
Yeah, well, that was when she was a teenager. Maybe she grew close to him as she got older.
Well, maybe. But the thing is, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't know much about the allegations, and they certainly weren't around at the time.
Well, it won't hurt to speak to them, will it? It won't hurt to speak to them.
But I mean, to me, that smacks of a jolly for the cops going over there to talk. Well, it does. The family can't help. If you're going to talk to detectives in America, if you're going to try and piece together to get a conviction for that, crack on. But I don't see the point of going to see Virginia's family. I don't see what they could, apart from to pay your respects, but that's not for detectives to do.
Yeah.
That's for the royal family to do if they so wished. And I don't think they should do that either, because I think nothing will be gained from that for anybody. But I just think, why is a detective going to talk to Virginia Giuffre's family about an assault allegation that they know nothing about?
Well, look, Andrew is stuck in the house most of the time. We know he plays Call of Duty, a computer game where you pretend to be a soldier and you're shooting other people.
Right.
He also has a mad porn addiction. But there's only.
How do you know that?
This is what my good friend Andrew Loney, the biographer, told me.
I feel sorry for the King and Wills actually because they too are getting flack because of this.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'd want him to go over to America either because
Of course they won't.
they know he's a loose cannon.
Yeah.
He says stupid things.
Yeah.
Look what he did in the Mateless interview. I mean, he came across as totally lacking in sense, compassion, everything. So I think, and he said in that interview, he didn't regret his friendship with Epstein. So I just feel nothing can be achieved by detectives going over there to talk to her family. But I think that if he could be persuaded to go and talk to detectives, even if it's to clear him, he's been accused of passing on government information.
He denies everything. He says he's not guilty of everything.
If
That's
he
right.
didn't do that, well, then he should go across and say that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But we know he would because he's not a man with a lot of moral fibre.
No. True. Final story of the day.
Oh, it's got to be football in some way, shape,
You're
or
darn
form.
right. It's got to be football.
Have you got a shirt on?
I have got a shirt on, Carol.
You have
got
got
my
the
shirt on.
England shirt
And
on.
I'll tell you why. Because
What?
it's coming home.
Okay.
It's coming home. Come on, Bellingham. Come on.
I'm loving this fever around it. I love it. But
Okay.
there has been so much heartbreak, so much disappointment. But I see the fact that football unites people, and it certainly united a divided country with a shared pride.
Yeah.
And this coming home mantra, I think the British people or the English people, British people as well, really believe that the spiritual home of the World Cup is here.
It is.
They believe it's here.
We created football.
Yeah, so that's what they think. So I think I get all of that. Now it's a problem for me tonight because we've got people coming for dinner. Now this has been arranged.
What?
Well, no, it was arranged 2 months ago.
Who are these people?
Well, they're very good friends of mine.
Nah.
No, they
Put
are.
them in the shed outside.
No, they're very good
Tell them the
friends
game's
of
on.
And my husband said, well, love them dearly, but can we cancel them? I said,
Yeah.
well, we can't really. It's taken a long time to get them together. So my husband is, as we speak, at home, prepping a dinner and thinking of a way
poor husband.
he can nip away and watch bits and bobs.
If he just slices off a bit of his finger,
No.
he can skip out early, go to A&E and watch the game on his phone.
So I've just done the Jeremy Vine show today, who said to me, I was telling him about this, and he said, well, can't you get your just dinner and take it to the telly and watch it in front of the telly with the dinner? I said, that's not how a dinner party goes, really. That's not what you do, actually. 6 people. So I don't know how it's going to work.
That's a shame for you guys. I'm
Well, so-
watching it. But listen to this.
Go on.
The vice president of Argentina, she's fired some shots at us lot, mate.
Oh, has she?
Victoria Villarruel
Go on,
said
then.
this on X.
Right, go on.
Tomorrow, I'm not going to do the accents. I'll do it in
'Cause you
English.
can't.
Because I can't.
Let's face it, yes.
Tomorrow we play against the usurping Pirates. This isn't just another match. I'm not going to be politically correct or cold-hearted against the English. It's always something more. It's the Malvinas. It's Diego. It's Leo's last one. And it's putting the brakes on the invaders. Go Argentina, because until our last breath, we're going to claim what's ours. Now, I don't know too much about the Falklands anymore, but pretty sure Bellingham and Kane had nothing to do with the Falklands. Pretty sure Messi and Maradona didn't either.
It's a shameful way. Is she the president or prime minister?
Vice presidents.
It's a shameful way for someone in such a powerful position to talk,
It is.
actually.
It's disgusting.
It's actually stirring up hatred
It is.
between the two countries. Because I just read today that lots of pubs have been designated for Brits to go and have a drink in before the match starts. And the names of those pubs have now been circulated to the Argentinian supporters, who, guess what, will probably come and create holy hell there.
Yeah.
So, and this woman will have done nothing to assuage that. And I just think, Argentina needs to get over it.
They've got
We're not
to.
invaders, we're winners. We
are
won.
liberators.
We liberate. We won the war. It's something like
99.8% of people living in the Falklands said they want to stay under
remain.
British
Yes.
rule.
So they need to butt out, frankly.
Do you know how many people voted to say, no, we want to be ruled by the Argentinians?
Oh.
3.
Yes.
3 of them. That's all.
Exactly.
They want to stay with us.
And I remember, during when Thatcher was in power and before we went to war in the Falklands, no one in this country wanted to go to war. No one, because they were saying, who are these Falklands? Where are they? How many people live there? And then she said, no, we're doing it because it's ours and we're going to protect it. And anyway, when we won the war, Thatcher was like a hero, a heroine, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we ever expected to win it, but anyway, we did. And they can't now be calling us invaders because we didn't invade anything. That was our territory.
Exactly.
And it still is our territory.
I don't want to add fuel to the fire.
Well,
Okay?
just about to, though.
I'm not going to. I think it's keep politics out of football. But our producer,
Yes.
James, says we should nuke Argentina. Regardless of the outcome,
Yes.
just to teach them a lesson, let them know who's still in charge around here.
yes.
It's us, the British.
I'm not sure that's a wise idea.
Maybe not. But it's not my idea.
And
It's
maybe
producer James.
when he said it, had his tongue on his cheek when he said it. Or
I don't
maybe
know.
not.
He had his finger over a red button and he said, I'm going to call Trump and get it authorised.
No. James, would you nuke them?
Oh, 100%.
There you go. Well, there you go. So, we've been controversial here
We have
today.
been.
A little
yeah,
bit, haven't
a
we?
little bit.
A little
Good
bit.
luck to the boys, though.
Yes.
Bring it home. Smash
Bring
those
it home.
Argentinians.
No, just beat them at football. Don't smash
That's what I
them.
mean. That's what I
Beat them at
mean.
the game. And just, make it something like good, like decisive, like 5-1.
Yeah, 5-1. Perfect. Send
That'll be
Liam
good.
Messi back home crying.
Yeah. He's old now, isn't he? He's quite
He
old.
is. He is, yeah.
Yeah,
For a
but-
footballer, anyway.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
he's still pretty good though.
He's still pretty good, but
And,
not as
you
good
know,
as Bellingham
and
anymore.
The worry is the Argentinians, they play a bit dirty.
They do.
Yeah.
Listen, now he's adding fuel to the
Well,
fire.
no, but I do remember watching them play before. And I noticed they're always look at Maradona, hand of God.
Yeah.
Peter Shilton was on the show I've just done this morning, and he was saying that he remembers that like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And he says today with the VAR cameras, he would never got away with that.
That's right.
He would
That's
he would
right.
Never anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
But you're right. Argentinians are dirty. That's
Yeah,
your
well,
quote.
I'm not saying. Don't you? I
that
said
up,
they have a
Carole Malone.
reputation for being dirty players.
Dirty, filthy people.
So let's hope the ref. What do you call the bloke, the FIFA boss?
The president of FIFA,
Yeah.
Infantino.
He loves Argentina.
He does.
What's the bet? And he's reffing tonight.
Oh, God, imagine that.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
He'd be
Yeah,
reffing. He'll
probably.
get rid of the other one. He'll say,
Yeah,
I'm taking the shit.
Yeah,
I'm
he
taking
loves
the shit.
Messi.
And Argentina will win 5-1. It won't be us. It'll be them.
Corruption, non-stop corruption
Yeah.
from those people makes me want to vomit.
Well, no, that's not a good note to end the show on. Do not end it on the word vomit. Say something else because that's a terrible way to go.
I do like Argentinian steak, so that's
do
an
you?
olive branch to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
there we go.
All right. That's quite good.
That's all right.
That won't stop them from bashing you up if you're in a pub tonight. But anyway, go on. Good luck, England.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the hype button, and come on, England! Everything is digital now, isn't it? Your money, your photos, even your loyalty card at the coffee shop. So there's something quietly brilliant about owning one thing that isn't on a screen. Real gold bullion. The weight of it, the shine, it's just a lovely thing to hold. The Pure Gold Company, which was voted the UK's best gold broker, makes owning physical gold really simple. Tax-free gold coins from the Royal Mint with friendly one-to-one guidance from your first question to final delivery. There's no jargon, no pressure, no call centre queues. It's insured to your door or stored in a secure professional vault. So visit the Pure Gold Company today and tell them JJ sent you.